had a term that has stuck with me when we came and visited you a couple weeks ago called greenwashing. And it was the first time I'd heard it. And it was this idea that there's companies, it's maybe not even necessarily intentional, but it's something where companies can kind of make themselves look good by buying credits and sustainability or, carbon credits versus, but when that happens, nothing's really changed. It hasn't changed what their footprint really is. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, well, greenwashing, it term's been around for a little bit, but it really was kind of a little bit of a derogatory term.
Yeah.
You're making yourself look green, but you're really not. You're emitting more carbon than you did the year before, but you put up a few solar panels, and those are all the pictures on your website. So, are you really green? No.
Yeah.
But I think where that has developed, and where it's really kind of stepped into a new realm, really most recently, is that a lot of people are looking at corporate goals towards net zero as being disingenuous, because you're buying carbon credits that are some wind farm, 400 miles away, but you're emitting more carbon than you did the year before.
Right.
If I emit 3 times as much carbon as I did last year, but I went out and bought 3 wind farms, I'm still net zero, and I'm the hero.
Right.
Right? Is that right?
Yeah.
It's not really decarbonization. Yeah. I'm not saying it's wrong, because those wind farms are helping,
right,
in theory, although they're not recyclable. But given that they actually are producing green energy, in theory, you're reducing the use of coal burning plants somewhere else, or some fossil fuel burning, what have you. The real question is the global system at net zero, right? And in that scenario, it isn't even close. It actually got worse, because you've emitted 3 times as much as you did before.
Right, exactly.
So in some ways, people are even claiming that net zero type maneuver, if you're continuing to emit more carbon, is actually greenwashing. That the term of you just trying to look good is by buying carbon offsets and by buying these virtual PPAs, although in theory good, and in the long run should be better than where we are today. If you're getting worse on the other side at the same time, then that's a bad system.